Hello. Mhm. Hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I come here every week to help your body calm down and relax. We really need that space inside of us where we can just let go. They said, let go and let God. But it's a place that I really wanted to create because I went through so much of that, what they call Sunday scaries. The Sunday scaries where, you're just anticipating what the week is going to be like. And it can be very overwhelming and frustrating as well. And any type of fun and peace you had during the weekend, it seemed like it was taken away from the Sunday scaries. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? It absolutely does not have to be that way. And that's why we created this channel where Come Home to You. We live so much on the outside world, right? Um, Everything, we have so much information and things coming at us. It's just absolutely overwhelming. And so, what we want to do is be able to relax and enjoy this time together, and just let go and say, let go and let God. So, if you can hear me, please, I would really appreciate if you can put in the chat, yes. Uh, that would help me tremendously. Hopefully, you can hear me say that, or put in the chat that I can't hear you. Oh, great. Hi, Peggy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming on. Well, like I was saying, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, that created this space for people to really come on and relax, to get ready for the week that can be overwhelming and absolutely scary. And whatever we did on the weekend to relax and let go, it seems like it's wiped away by Sunday evening. It's at least that's how I used to feel too. I was working with it for the television networks. Would have fun and relax, but then when Sunday night came, oh my gosh, it was the mind kept going around and around in circles. And if you've experienced that, please put that in the chat as well, because we do have that. And thank you for Peggy for saying that you could hear me or not. It's I go on the TikTok live on Wednesday nights, and it's almost 100 people come on then, but I can't. But on this one, it's new format for me. But anyway, so anyway, I'm glad you're here tonight. And our subject, if this program helps you, what we're going to do tonight, please subscribe, and this helps get the recording out to others who need it. And of course, please come back. Sunday evenings are powerful. So most people use this time to prepare their calendar, right? A lot of people do meetings and planning. They review meetings and they check deadlines. They think about responsibilities, but very few prepare their heart. And that's what this is about tonight, is your heart determines how you walk into Monday. And that may sound strange, but the heart deals with emotions, where the brain trying to figure it out and plan and project into what might happen, what didn't happen. And I learned this the hard way when I worked as a publicist for CBS Television Network. My calendar would be full, press releases due, calls with agents, dealing with talent and their appearances, executives on the studios, dealing with them. And on Sunday nights, I would be mentally rehearse everything that could go wrong. And that's what the mind does. It pulls up in things that could go wrong instead of going right, until we are able to tell it, wait a minute, that's not the truth. But if we don't know what our mind is thinking, if we don't stop and just think, what is the thought that's coming up here? Then we can't change it. And that's the beauty of mindfulness, is being able to stop and tune into, what are these thoughts? Because a lot of the thoughts you don't want, right? We have 60,000 thoughts a day, many of them the same old ones. But when we stop and tune in to the thought that goes over and over and over again, that is pulling us down, then we absolutely are able to bring up another thought, a more positive thought. But I used to think about, oh, what if the copy, we had to do a lot of writing. And I had a really tough editor there. And is what if my mind would think, what if my copy I wrote is rejected? What if the show's ratings are low? I was a publicist on the show. Would I be responsible for it? What if I disappoint someone? So that's the mind telling me all this stuff. And my body would tighten up before the week even began. I'd be stiff, right? My shoulders would rise, my breath would shorten. I was preparing my schedule, but I was training my nervous system for stress. Maybe you've done that too. And if you haven't, put it in the chat. But I didn't know I was training my mind for stress. But when I kept thinking those thoughts, that's exactly what I was doing. But you think you're planning, but your body feels like it is already under attack because the body lives in the present moment. And so whatever tensions we feel goes right into our muscles and that's why sometimes we have headaches or stomach aches or whatever because of our thoughts, the things that we're thinking that stresses us out. But here is what I learned later, and I helped me to understand what was going on. Your body responds to what you feel, not what is on your calendar. Yeah. And there's a wonderful teacher named Neville Goddard. He was in the 1940s that his teaching was really powerful. And he said to feel the wish fulfilled, meaning whatever we want positively in our life, we want to feel that it's already happened for us, not that it's coming or may come up in the future, but we want to feel it now, right here in the present moment. So it's to enter the state of the person who already has that, what they desire, what we desire. And because we're already whole, perfect, and complete, God has already given us everything. But we're not tuned into that part. We're not tuned into that everything is going to be all right for us and that we're attracting the positive things. We're not forcing it. We're not pretending, but allowing yourself to feel what you want to feel now. And so that's what we want to practice doing when we have things that in our desires. How does it feel to have our finances in good shape, or have our health in good shape? How does it feel to have a good relationship with, a family member or friend, or in our office, or wherever you're working? So if you want a peaceful week, you do not wait for the week to prove it to you. You want to feel peaceful tonight, just right now when we're on this. That's why I'm creating this channel, so as to feel the peace. And we're going to do a brief meditation. So we learned how to train the mind to be peaceful and not let it run away with us. And we find we're off in the bushes someplace because the mind is taking us through all these changes, telling us all the things that could go wrong. And I certainly, like I said, that's what I was always thinking about. What could go wrong instead of what could go right? If I thought what could go right, I would relax and I could feel, how does it feel if everything that I needed to do was on my list for next week went right? And that's such a powerful practice because we attract to us what we feel, not just imagine or visualize, but what we feel in our bodies. So if you want confidence in that meeting or that's coming up, you don't wait for the outcome. You feel steady before going into the meeting, right? Your nervous system does not know the difference. And that's the beauty. It doesn't know the difference between something imagined and something physically happening. And that's the subconscious mind. So, but it only knows what it's been told. So the conscious mind is telling the subconscious mind that look out, something else could happen wrong. And so the body responds to that and tenses up. And then also we start attracting more things that could go wrong because we're waiting for it to go wrong. But when you feel calm and confident and supported, your body begins to organize around that state. So instead of asking, what is on my calendar tomorrow? Ask, what do I want to be in that calendar? So do you want to be rushed or grounded? Think about that. Do I want to be rushed or grounded? Do I want to be reactive or steady? Oftentimes we act out what our thoughts are, but then we want to be steady and smooth and flow. Or do we want to be defensive or open? We're preparing your heart means choosing the emotional tone before the week starts. So, how do you want to be? How do you want to feel? Let me give you an example, a simple example. Imagine you have a difficult conversation coming up this week. Most people rehearse the argument, they feel tension, they may imagine conflict, their body braces. I've certainly been in those situations before, even with my family members, right? Now imagine you close your eyes tonight and feel yourself after the conversation has gone well. How would you feel if that conversation had gone well instead of thinking the other way? Because oftentimes we have the whole conversation in our head before we even speak to the person, right? Because we're ready for them to be defensive or opposite of what we thought, and they can feel that too. People feel that energy, and we're not aware of it. So if we go into a situation with someone that we need to work something out with, and we feeling already that they're going to take the opposite side of what we want them to think, and that they're not going to get it or whatever. Of course, they feel that and they feel defensive. Their body can feel our energy. So you want to feel relief. When you think about how could that conversation go, you want to feel relief and want to feel clarity and feel mutual respect. Yeah. You sit in that feeling for a few minutes. Your body softens, your breath deepens, your voice naturally becomes calmer. When you walk into the real conversation, you're already organized and already steady instead of fear. And that fear comes up, and then that just throws the whole conversation into a pothole, right? So this is not denial. This is training your nervous system in preparation. So when I began practicing mindfulness years after my CBS days, I realized something very important. The week is not what exhausts you. The emotional rehearsal exhausts you. So it's not the things that are coming up that makes us tired or or scared or whatever it is. It's the rehearsal in our minds, bringing up what it could go wrong. So you can have a full calendar and a calm mind. You can have responsibility and still feel supported inside. So preparing your heart, and we're going to do the practice, the meditation, and even if you have never meditated before, it's not going to be anything heavy or deep, whatever. But we're preparing our heart looks like this. First, we pause before reviewing our schedule or whatever we have going on the next week. And then second, we breathe slowly and deeply. And then third, we ask ourselves, how do I want to feel? Let's say like by next week's Friday night. How do I want to feel? The week could be over. Then allow that feeling to arise, and maybe it's pride, maybe it's relief, maybe it's gratitude, or maybe it's confidence. You want to sit with that good feeling and let it move through your chest. And that's called feeling the wish fulfilled. So whatever you wish for is already happened for you. And then you're going to feel that state throughout the week and live from that state. And mindfulness gives you the doorway to do that without forcing. You just feel it in your body. You breathe it in. You let your nervous system practice it. So you think, well, I want to feel about next week. So this is especially important if you live in constant anticipation of problems. And that's what I used to do when I was trying to figure out so much stuff. I would work on 10 shows at a time. And I was responsible for as a publicist and always looking at what could go wrong. So if Sunday night has become a trigger for you, it's stress, you can retrain your brain, your mind can feel calm. You can make Sunday night the time your body learns safety. So tonight, do not organize tasks, organize your inner state. Let your body experience what it feels like to already be supported, already be capable, because you are capable. And you're already inside of you. You have everything you need to make this week a fabulous week. And when Monday, tomorrow comes, you'll be starting from zero. You'll not be starting from zero, excuse me. You'll be starting from alignment with that good feeling energy, the vibration. And that changes everything. People start cooperating with you, things just happen, you know, out the blue because you're feeling good. So let's move into a meditation where you prepare your heart for the week ahead. Begin by sitting comfortably. Allow your feet to rest on the floor. Let your hands rest in your lap. Close your eyes gently if you feel comfortable, or soften your gaze, or stay here with me. Now take a slow breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. Again, inhale slowly. Exhale fully. Now allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm. Notice the rise of your chest. Notice the fall. Feel the support of the chair beneath you. Feel the ground holding your feet. Now bring to mind the week ahead. Not the details, just a sense of it. Notice if your body tightens anywhere. Shoulders, your jaw or stomach. Simply notice without trying to change anything. Now ask yourself quietly, by the end of this week, how do I want to feel? Don't overthink it. Let one word rise, like calm or strong or relieved or confident or supported. Whatever comes up is perfect. Now imagine it's your Friday evening. The week has unfolded. It's already done, and you feel that desired state in your body. See yourself sitting somewhere peaceful. Notice your posture. Notice your breathing. Now, instead of seeing it from far away, you can step into that version of you. Feel what that feeling is like. Let that emotion spread through your chest. Let it move into your shoulders, into your face, into your stomach, Breathe it in gently and inhale and exhale. You're not waiting for the week to give you this feeling. You're allowing your body to know it now. And just rest here for a few breaths. And if thoughts arise, that's what the mind does, gently return to the feeling in your chest. Breathe into it. Now quietly say inside, I prepare my heart for this week. I walk into Monday steady and supported. Take one more slow breath in and a long breath out. Gently wiggle your fingers. Slowly open your eyes. So you've prepared your heart. And now your calendar can follow. So I invite you to chat in if there's anything that resonated with this message about following your heart. Love to hear what you think and other people as well. Love to hear that. So, what we're moving from our head to our heart, and that is the energy of love, of peace, of happiness. And just by stopping and allowing ourselves to notice what are we thinking right now. Sometimes you'd be surprised. I used to be so surprised at some of the thoughts I was thinking when I stopped just to, some things were funny and some things like, oh my goodness, where did this thought come from? Well, the truth is that we pick up on everybody else's thoughts. It's just energy, especially now with we're all on overload of information, right? And so these thoughts are picked up in our heads. And so we are constantly run by those thoughts until we're learning to retrain ourselves. And it doesn't take much, it just takes a noticing, oh, let me stop when I feel really tense in my body. The body responds to the thoughts. And so when you're feeling that tension, just stop for a moment. And that's a practice in mindfulness called stop. S is for stop. T is for tuning and take a breath. And then the O is for observing. Observing, what are my thoughts? See, you can't change the thoughts until you observe them. And then P is proceed, go on the rest of the day. It only takes a moment just to stop and say, wait a minute, you have a choice here. I have a choice to bring up another more positive thought. And for me, what I usually say, when I have something that seems very challenging, I stop and think, is this how God sees it? My higher power? Is this how my higher power sees it? No, it doesn't have the fear and anger and frustration or whatever thought that I was feeding into my mind. And then it helps me to just to release it, to let it go. That's simple. But it is a practice. I don't want you to think that, oh, it's all one and done deal. You are retraining your mind, just like you would do for retraining anything when you learn something new, learning to ride a bike, learning to drive a car, or whatever else you had to learn in your job, or whatever else you had to learn to do. It's a little bit of a practice. But you know what? The outcome is so incredible. You just begin to change. You just begin to feel calmer in your life. Things don't bother you as much. Opportunities come to you. People come to you. Relationships get better. Because other people feel your stress and your tension as well, and either they push away from you or come towards you. And most people, you can imagine, they don't stop. They don't, they're not drawn to somebody else who's stressed out. But when you're calm, oh my goodness, that just gives you so much peace inside, right? So we want to just, even setting your clock. I have there's a mindfulness bell you can get on the app or any other mindfulness thing. I have it scheduled for every hour. It's just a beautiful bell that goes off. And it reminds me just to stop and tune into, what am I thinking right now? Am I tensed up? Because you really don't realize that until the end of, until later on, the end of the day. It's like, oh, I feel so tense, right? But during the day, you can absolutely relax. Thanks, Destiny. Yes, yes, the stop background is really a wonderful practice. And like I said, it's so simple to use, but we just have to remember to do it. Thanks for the hearts, my love. So, yes. So anyway, I go on excuse me, TikTok on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, and it's over 100 people that come on there for my live. So, and that's another way we're dealing with the come home to you. I welcome you on that practice every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on TikTok. But I thank you so much for being here and to come back on Sundays as well. Um, I really, really appreciate you being here. Yeah, so thank you so much and have a great, great evening. Night, Destiny. Much love.